right. Hi. Jim Cummings. Live. Technically not live. From Sundance.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. This is the director of Thunder Road, both the short and the full feature. I reviewed it on the channel. Love the movie. I think it's excellent. $200,000 budget.
Yep.
And it doesn't really feel like it's a super, super low budget movie, despite that.
Yeah. I mean, the technology is there now where you can shoot stuff in your backyard, and the cameras and lenses are sharp enough that you can make something look like it's incredibly cinematic.
Not just in terms of video quality, but also in terms of the amount of long takes in the film, I think, really helps add to its production value.
Yep, it's incredibly complicated to organize that stuff. It feels a bit like a ballet that you're orchestrating, yeah.
Do you want to talk a bit about how you own the film, and it's not you were in charge of the distribution, you were in charge of the trailer. I remember you saying that you really liked that Aphex Twin song that appears in the trailer, and so you wound up just putting that in there.
Yeah, I cut it to that song and then reached out to Warp Records, and they were like, send us the movie, and then I sent them the trailer and then sent them the movie, and they were like, oh yeah, that's totally fine, use it.
That's awesome.
And it makes the trailer. It's fantastic, yeah. I couldn't have made, it wouldn't have been as good without that song. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're going to try and hold that tight of a leash on future trailers that you distribute? Or?
For sure, yeah. Very luckily now we know musical artists that are very famous that we can reach out to and say, hey, I've always wanted to use this song for a trailer. And so, yeah, for the beta test, for all the movies that I control the marketing on, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I find oftentimes when you don't have control over your own trailer, information winds up getting revealed in an order that's not necessarily intended by the director, either just spoiling or just not communicating things in the correct order for the best cinematic experience.
Yeah, and for the trailer for Thunder Road, that was a big fight because it's not a funny trailer. There's like two funny character moments in it, but it's heartbreaking. And so a lot of the producers and people, like we partner with the Creative Distribution Fellowship at Sundance. They give us a grant to release the film, and they were like, "This is a heartbreaking trailer. Like the movie is much funnier than this."
The music, especially.
If people watch the movie, the jokes will be a surprise. It becomes this kind of thing of like, "Oh yeah, it's a really heartbreaking movie, but it's also very funny." And that's, I don't know. I feel like by doing both at the same time, you're kind of doing neither sometimes.
It also, I think, part of what sold me to check it out was the trailer, honestly, because it felt like it was something very unique. Because juxtaposing all of this like sad emotional breakdown visually and through the song, there were these reviews of like funniest movie at Cannes or something like that.
You're drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm angry. I realize that. I'll calm down. I lost my daughter today. For what? So I could impress you. I gave up my family.
And I was just like, what is this? You know, and then you just want to check it out. Well, personally, I do.
Good. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. Like, a lot of the people that we talk to in big distribution companies say that the only people that will see the movie are the people that have seen the trailer. Like, most people only watch movies based on the trailer these days. I don't, but like, general audiences will only watch a trailer, judge if it's good, and then go and see the film. So the trailer has to be cool. It has to be something that's actually good. And a lot of marketing companies aren't very cool. They don't really know what they're doing. And they're not on Reddit. They don't know what the internet is about. Like, you kind of have to make something form fit for the web.
Yeah, and also it's difficult to separate yourself from other films if they want to market things in a way that they consider to be safe and, you know, a good return on an investment.
Yeah.
So you were an associate producer on Krisha.
Yeah.
Trey Edward Schultz.
Yep.
How did you guys meet?
I met Trey because I made a short film called This Is J. Calvin, and it screened in the same block as the short film of Krisha at the New Orleans Film Festival in 2014, something like that. And he was going to make the feature of Krisha. The short film was a feature, and it sucked, apparently, and he had to cut it down to the 11-minute short film that it is today.
Oh.
And then after learning what it takes to make a movie over 90 minutes, reshot it a year and a half later in the same house, the same cast, and it's a masterpiece now.
Yeah,
it's funny, most people don't know that it was a failed feature film first before it became a really successful movie.
I thought it was just a short or something.
Yeah, no. And then we were just pen pals for a long time, and when he was making the feature, he didn't have a final sound mix, and he had kind of no finishing and needed help distributing it, and so we reconnected at South by Southwest, and then I was like, well, I know the guys at Skywalker, why don't we like go up to like Skywalker Ranch and do a final mix on it? And he was like, yeah, sure, let's go. And so we went up for 3 days and mixed the movie in Skywalker, and that's how I became an associate producer on it.
That's awesome.
He's great. That whole team is fantastic.
So, when it comes to Thunder Road, you take on a lot of the responsibilities. Writer, director, you star in it.
Yeah.
Do you see that being consistent over your future films that you make? Do you see yourself doing much acting? Because I thought you were a great actor.
Yeah,
right?
thanks, man. I acted in a big franchise movie this year, but it was only because I love the filmmaker and I trust his abilities to finish a project and make it fantastic. I kind of have to write and act and direct just to ensure that it's not going to be mediocre.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an editor as well. I help to edit Thunder Road and all of our other movies. And so that's very important to me, just the quality control. So I don't know, I'd love to be able to act. I honestly never get asked to act in anything, which is crazy. But like, you'd be surprised at how few times people knock on my door as an actor.
So will you be continuing to act in The Werewolf, or?
Yes, so I'm the lead actor in The Werewolf, which is a crazy movie. We shot in Utah, around here, in March of last year, and it's coming out in September in theaters in the United States. And then the beta test I wrote and directed and starred in, and it's really funny and equally terrifying.
So the beta test, you wound up crowdfunding in a way that I had not really seen before.
Yeah, so for Thunder Road, we ran a Kickstarter campaign and we raised 34 grand, and that was just like giving out t-shirts and posters and stuff to people that wanted to see the short film become a feature. And then we just ran a crowd equity campaign, which is something new to us. I had never seen any films do that, but it was essentially what we were doing already. Like, we were selling points of our company to different people that wanted to help finance the movies. And so I was like, well, why don't we just open it up to the public instead of the 6 film financiers that we know? And we raised 350 grand in the first 20 days or something like that. And that's financed the entire movie and the marketing. It's great.
Just wrote these down on the way
Yeah,
here.
it's crazy. He actually prepared an interview. It's fantastic.
Yeah, just a couple questions. Is there any? I usually ask this to people that I interview. Is there any Oscar category that you feel should exist? Meaning, is there a job in the film industry that you consider incredibly undervalued or underappreciated in the general public's eyes?
Stunts.
Yeah.
There is not a stunts Oscar.
Yeah,
and
right.
it is such an art form. And I grew up watching Jackie Chan and Buster Keaton, and the fact that the Academy does not endorse stunts performers who literally break their backs making movies
or
is
die.
just insane. Yeah,
Sometimes.
often.
Yeah.
It's terrible. We rely so much on these people to help sell a certain movement or an action, and we don't endorse it. I think that's the biggest outlier of why the hell do we not have a stunts award?
And just to wrap this up, there's a bunch of young people watching my channel, a lot of young aspiring filmmakers. What is your best
You poor
advice?
suckers. I'm so sorry. Best advice. Nobody's going to help you. You have to do it yourself.
Just make something, focus on audiences, don't read the screenplay for Seabiscuit or Chinatown, get a Reddit account like a normal person, and understand how people digest media in the year 2020. Make stuff with your friends in your backyard and focus on slow growth, and soon enough you'll be in Park City.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Anytime.
Thank you.
Got
Perfect.
Great job, guys.
And we're still rolling. Okay, cool. Your hands must be